Alright everybody, welcome back to the moth-hawk project, and today we're gonna be fixing this bad boy over here. Getting all the leaves done, and then, you know, coloring it in and shading it. So yeah, no further ado, let's get started. Yeah. My main problem today actually was that I had to actually work. No, that was not the problem, but the problem was that I was actually almost too late for work. Almost. Close. 10 minutes. And a person as me can never be late. That is like a doomsend, so therefore, you know, I got a little bit sad. Yes, alright. Now we're gonna look for where it is. I believe it's behind... No. No. Yes. So we're gonna first cancel this bad boy so that we can see stuff. Then we're gonna move to this and we're gonna remove that. No, we can still keep that. But we need this. Yes. Alright. We need the pencil tool instead of the rest, and we need to lower this down to 3.6. Alright, and now we actually need to remove the tree so that we can see stuff. And we need to remove, not that one, the other one. Where is it? Where's the other one? This one? This one? Yes, this one. Alright. As you can see, I'm still the presets of the of what I've been working on are still there, so it's a little bit of an annoyance, but it should be fine now. So yeah, it has been a while since it has been freezing, but yeah, today I actually figured out that it was actually freezing outside, which is quite painful. Because you need to wait for 30 minutes on a train, and then, you know, you're like, well, this is happening. Well, you're literally freezing. So I had to wait for the train to come, and then once I went into the train, it was so damn hot, it was like almost impossible for me to not pull off my sweater, but oh well. That happens, you know. You're coming into a train with 20 degrees, with -2, and then you come in the train and it's like almost 25. 25 degrees, or yeah, 25 degrees. So it's like damn hot. It's a very annoying thing to have, honestly. And when I went working, I actually had the same thing as well, because downstairs the radiators were doing their job. Only upstairs, where I had to sort my, where I had needed to sort documents. The whole thing was as cold as a stone. So yeah, pretty cold. It's like putting ice cubes on your hands and then think like, ah, well, this is nothing, and then after some certain time, things go very bad. Really quickly. And I made a mistake already, didn't I? Oh, I made such a mistake. Well, we're gonna fix that very fast. Why did I do low? Why did I went for low? Now I need to explain myself why I made it like that. That's not very good. But this should fix it. No need to be worried about too much, but yeah, this should fix it. And why this should fix it is because it does create some variety, but it should have not been this way. Let's put it that way. It should have been different. Oh well. It happens. So yeah, I've been doing quite well, and I'm excited for December to hit, because then, I can finally open my calendar. Because that's what we normally do. We actually always open a calendar, which is like how do you say that? A lottery ticket? Yeah, there you go. Like a lottery ticket, you can win stuff on it, and we do that every day of every year because of how Christmas is celebrated here. It's a little bit different, you know. It's like, yeah, you have Christmas, all that stuff, but you also have a lot of people running around in red before him, and then, you know, that's for the children to be very happy when that man comes, St. Nicholas. But yeah, celebrating 2 holidays in one month is a very nice thing to do. So yeah, I must say I actually have been very well entertained right now on what I did. I actually did bought some stuff on the Black Friday. I still should buy something on the Black Friday, which is a print cup, because print hat, because of yeah, it's almost empty, and it should definitely be working because I need actually black ink to print me out some D&D characters if necessary. If if I need to create a new character, I still need that, so therefore I need to definitely do that. But yeah, I bought some new tools. One of the tools is actually a video editing software, and the other one is actually a new drawing program. Why did I bought a drawing program? Because I can actually customize my brushes in there, which is a very unique idea. I still need to figure out how that program works, of course, but well, I'll figure it out. It's no biggie. I have dealt with more things than that, but yeah, gonna probably leave that on the back burner though, because I want to do first this and do some other stuff after that on this program instead. But yeah, at least I bought it already, so that once I get the upgraded tablet, I can then work on that program, or still work on this. It all depends. It all depends, honestly. So yeah, I hope it. My mouth just unhinged because I was gaping like hell. So yeah, I hope everybody has a lovely day today, because I did also have actually a good day. Even though I missed the train, but still though, good train. Good train when it comes to things like being on time, realizing that you are like, wait a minute, I was still on time even though I rushed, even though I was later. So yeah, that happens if you actually do normally 1 hour earlier. Leave 1 hour earlier from work than you should. Oh, well, leave not, but come to work 1 hour earlier than you should, or at least go on the train 1 hour earlier. Because if you then have a delay, then still things will work out fine. There is nothing worse than a rush day. So yeah. Right now I'm just trying to do my very best on keeping my head a little bit ahead, because looks like I actually have an absence right now. That's not very helpful. I think it is because I did a lot. Yeah, I did a lot of ordering books. Lots of books. From A to B to C to D, and then you need to have then you're gonna go for the words like and QCC451. And then after that, you're gonna go for the names of Mr. Man, or fish or corporation bubbles. I don't know. You know, just, you know, names. And then you go from A to Z again. So that's what I had to do. I had to order all that lovely stuff from 2011 till 2021, I believe. I'm still not finished, but well, you know, you get the point. It was a very dusty place, though. A very dusty place with lots of nasal problems. All right. So yeah, we're just doing our job here, drawing those beautiful. How do you say that? Those beautiful leaves. Even though they might look like leaves, trust me, they are not like a very good part of leaves, but they will look like leaves eventually, because that's how this works. We're drawing first the main object, then we're gonna edit the object a bit, and then after that we can see how far we go. So today I actually want to finish this, color it in, and then even implement the new tree part of it. And then once I do the tree part, once I accomplish the tree part in it, then I think things will go a little bit better than before. I mean, it should be better than before. But yeah, I'm gonna get some new inked head, because yeah, I want to make sure that, you know, I still can print something out, like something important, or when I want to write something and I want to type something out, then yes, I should definitely be able to print. Because there's nothing annoyinger than just have a page that is half printed. That's the worst. That's like seeing something very cursed on the internet and then you're realizing like, I have this now in my house. Oh god, please, get rid of it. Of course you cannot burn it down, you can just only throw it away. Which is a good alternative, but still though. You saw it with your own eyes. Seeing it half printed out, reading about King Charles II, I don't know. Probably something very important when you wanted to do your homework. You wanted to do some homework on King Charles, so you made this whole list about what King Charles could do, but only the half of it came true. So every single time you go then to college, and you're like pointing to your friends like, hey, this is King Charles, remember? I pointed all these points out, and then they see only a half-baked page, and they're like, did you skip the rest? And you're like, no, I didn't skip the rest, I just got only one half of it. So yeah. We need to go that way again. It's lovely how, you know, this thing actually works. And I'm very happy upon that I'm actually doing quite well on this. But yeah, I was hoping to go to a convention of 3D modeling and 3D designing, but it has been called a big no-no, because apparently everything is going back into a big giant cage. I don't know why, because, you know, it's a very easy thing to know why it is, because of the new COVID variant, but oh well, it happens. It always happens. But yeah, next year then I will be able to do it. So yeah, the registry was free, so I don't mind. It always has been free, because knowledge needs to be shared, according to the organizer. So yeah, I cannot wait for myself to look at the new tablets they created from Webcom, because you can actually test them out there, which is fucking amazing. Because you know you're working on your tablet, you have this fine tablet, and you can just draw like, yes, I can draw, but I also can zoom in without pressing this button, which is like the major thing why I actually want to switch. Of course, this tablet is great, yes. But, like, I don't know. It's a very responsive tablet, but it is still, you know, not the full idea of what I want to have, if that makes any sense. I actually want to have a bigger screen so that I don't have to, so I can just work on, I can see the bigger picture of it. Because, you know, it's very nice to have, like, this picture while drawing. Because then I can see, like, oh, well, I'm doing this wrong, or I do this position wrong. Without, you know, constantly returning back to the place where the mistake is. Because then I can see it better for myself, and therefore I can calculate and see how one thing can turn into another. Alright. Let's turn this around, and I forgot something. Why do I forget always? It has supposed to be the cold. It's supposed to be cold. I'm gonna blame this on the cold. I'm gonna blame this on the cold because it happens. So, what I didn't know, normally I always say that I'm doing live streams and I'm doing it always on the same time, but I forgot to put the URL code into the Discord channels. I'm such a doofus. Why am I not keeping this? Why am I always not doing this correctly? It always has to be something. Probably it's because I always am very distracted very fast. That is most likely the case. And the worst thing is, I actually was ready this time to do everything. And then, you know, boom! Forgot something. It's always something. Last time it was just last time I forgot how to, you know, do certain things. I forgot that I had to do. I forgot I had to bring some drink with me because, you know, my mouth was very thirsty. But yeah, those things can happen as well. But yeah, being able to do things and then forgetting things is a very easy thing to do. Well, at least, you know, nobody holds it against me, really. Because this is very easy to do. Just draw and keep on making those shark teeth. Those shark teeth need to be drawn. Because that's how this drawing looks. This drawing is pure shark teeth. And if anybody else says that they are not shark teeth, then, well, you know, congratulations, they might not be shark teeth. I don't know. They represent shark teeth to me. It's a thing. But yeah, by drawing these shark teeth in a very irregular pattern, instead of using a stamp, you create the texture that you need for leaves to work. Well, at least it creates a kind of an effect that I actually like. Of course, you know, it's a very hard thing to do, but it creates an effect that I want. Then also, once we're done with this, we also need to create a new thing, and then we need to add some more stuff towards it. Why? Because how this thing works. I need to draw two things. I need to draw a tree part, and I need to draw leaf parts. Those leaf parts need to be blurred out, and then the tree parts need to not be blurred out, and therefore, you know, creating this kind of effect that needs to be giving the viewer the idea that these trees are inside of the leaves, where else they are just, you know, behind it, which might lead to some kind of problems that might happen. But yeah, that's the thing I need to work on, and that's gonna be working on very soon. Once this is all done, I can then start looking at the mistakes I made and then erasing those mistakes by doing a very casual soft removal. This soft removal will remove any two rough lines. So this is a rough line, this is a soft line, and by drawing them with this cursor, I can just casually create the same kind of effect. So therefore the rough line is lessened. Therefore it won't stand out, therefore it won't catch your eye too much, which causes the whole damn thing to be saved. The whole texture will then be saved because it doesn't stand out too much, and that makes it far more ideal to see. Yeah, I'll go with that. There, as noticed before, my English is not that great. I made a very bad spelling in how I typed stuff. Jeez. I came to the realization once I read my own damn work again. I came to the realization that I forgot that I totally misspelled my save file. I totally misspelled the whole damn story of wholesomeness. You know, the isekai of wholesomeness. I actually misspelled it fully. It is now called Asaki of wholesomeness, and Asaki is Isaki, and there you go. It doesn't mean anything, therefore, you know, it's not very wholesome. So yeah, should definitely should fix the save file, and definitely should fix the typo. Definitely should fix it. I totally did not fix it, but I should definitely fix it. So yeah, as you can see, heavily dyslexic, very good at writing stories. And people always say that, you know, if you want to write a story, you just need to go with it, go with the flow. Well, you have the motivation to write it, and then I'm like, yes, but everything else is working against me, like a bag of snakes you just pull off that you just found under the rock. And they're not just regular rattlesnakes. No. They're poisonous, venomous rattlesnakes. You cannot eat them, you cannot cook them. They will bite you, they're very aggressive, and they rattle. So, no matter what, you can put the rock back down, you're still gonna be very annoyed that they are there. So yeah. Of course, you know, that's an overstatement, but yeah, that's how it always feels like. Oh, look at that, it's another mistake I made. Don't mind me just fixing that up. And then, you know, I'm busy like one day, and then it's like, I finally found a fix to my problem. And then I fix it, and then more problems appear. It's like, all right, I get it. I suck at this. But it doesn't hold me back. It's just, you know, it's just a little bit time consuming. Oh well. You know, eventually, you know, your art will your art or your writing will just get better and better and better. And the more you do it, the better it gets. So no need to worry about that. What you should worry about is you know, making tiny little mistakes, and those mistakes can add up to make one big mistake. You could worry about that all day long if you want to, but it's not very healthy. That's why I always like this kind of idea. This button right over there, it saves me so much you don't want to know. It saves me in every single occasion when I want to deal with something and I'm like, I made a big mistake. I can just backspace and then, you know, nothing happened. This is why I always like it when programs or games actually give you the button to, you know, just go back just in the second before you did anything wrong. Just in case things went better that way. And then you can learn from, and because you learn from your mistake, you won't make the mistake again. Therefore, you know, you will be able to do whatever you wanted to do in the first place. All right. Come on. Yes. There you go. And now this should be the thing that I did. No, this needs to be still filled in with all this kind of idea. And why do I do this? Because of how it works. Alright, now I did this. Now I have this. Now I need actually a green. a green color because, well, it's all fun and games when you try to draw this, but you cannot see exactly where your mistakes are right now. You can see that there are some mistakes in this drawing, yes, but if you really want to see where the mistakes is, you need to color it in so that you can see then where you need to look at, like, well, this is going to be disturbing, or this is going to be disturbing for the eye, or is this too much, or is that too much, or too little, just in case. So we're going to just do that. And of course, we're going to make sure that we do this the right way, and that is start first. Don't focus on the mistake just yet. Just remove the coloring line because, well, you're gonna need it anyway. So therefore, it's no. Oh yes, this is not good. This is better. We need not the soft eraser. We need the big eraser. We need the big boy eraser, the one that you cannot make. Yeah, you cannot make mistakes with this one. Oh, you could, but it's not very profitable because of how this brush works. So as you can see, we're just coloring in, and then we're erasing now the outlines so that we can then focus on the full drawing. And now that we've done this, we can now pick this thing back. Not this one. I want this. No, we can use this. There you go. We're now fixing it, and slowly it will become one big giant drawing. So oh boy, this is gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be like baby steps downwards. But yeah, it takes some time to get all the stuff that I want done, so therefore I should not rush it, because it can cause a lot of troubles while doing so. Like right here. So yeah, so if we now take a big picture here and we're gonna just put the blur tool on, you can see like, oh well, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. That's not what we want. We want something like that, but we don't want it fully like that. We want this to be behind the tree, but we don't want it to be that much far away because it is not representing that just yet. If it would be representing that, I would have upscaled the blur even more. But don't you worry, we will get to sometimes to that part, because we need to draw trees far away, therefore we need to use the blur tool even more. Let's see, so now that we've done this, we need to go that way and out that way, and that would work. As you can see, all of this just casually building upwards. And I mean, even though I forgot all the stuff I did before, I'm still doing all the stuff I need to do and keep on my focus. There is no need to overreact like, yes, all of this is done perfectly, and then you're like, yes, but there are always mistakes. There is always mistakes. If there were no mistakes, then you could throw it into a garbage can. Because if you make 0 mistakes while drawing it, it means that you learned everything you learned. It means that you know how to do it. But if you make a mistake, it means that you're human. And it means that you have the way of dealing with it again. Of course, making no mistakes is a very high achievement, and therefore, it should be praised. Still, though, it can sometimes cause negative effects to happen, especially if you compare to somebody who has thrived on trying to prestige, or trying to do something, and then totally gets his or hers ass kicked because, well, somebody else did it for them. Therefore, the idea of, I did this gets lost. I think that's how it. Well. Anyway, somebody's better at something than you do, but you're trying to motivate yourself to try to do it as well, as good as they can, but you cannot compare. I think that's more clearer. That's a far better way of saying it. But yeah, that's a problem that can cause a lot of problems later on. So that's why you always need to compare yourself to yourself. Of course, you can compare the artwork to your artworks before. But if you compare your artwork to somebody else's artwork, you might, be very picky on what you like about it and what you don't like about it. Yes, true, but you also need to compare your own artwork with yourselves, with your own damn work that you did before. Because otherwise you're gonna create a very, very badly mind, because you just, compared things to others, but maybe those other people forgot something, and because you also forgot something, and therefore you're gonna be constantly making the same mistake, you might be not able to improve. But by comparing your own artwork to your own artwork, therefore you can see the mistake that is at hand, causing you to figure out like, I do this all the time, maybe I should avoid it, or maybe I should use it again, because this is actually quite handy dandy, or this is actually one of the things that I like about it. And what I always do is compare my old artwork with my new artwork, therefore, seeing what happened and what not happened, and then, you can see what kind of things went. I went from very bad to very good on the Toonie style because of, not very good from very bad, but the style has been improved. The style has evolved into a very more better way of showing. It breathes life instead of being just an empty picture that is painted. Empty picture that is painted. That's the worst explanation. No, just continue. It's no worries there. But yeah, the whole idea of improving, it gives the motivation sometimes. If, for instance, if I see my own artwork and I see that I have improved, I always pat myself on the back. It's always like, congratulations, me, you did well. And then everybody else is cheering. Well, the only person that's cheering is me, of course. So that's actually very nice. And I'll give you a certain example. Just one sec. This is a little bit of a difficult issue. Yeah. I don't know why this is always an issue. Coloring is like not my base thing. I normally always do everything in black and white, but black and white is such a gray color. So yeah, that's why I actually went to coloring, even though might be the best of colors, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do it. I read books about it, I think about it, I do about it, and I color about it. And I do it in style. This always improves also. I figured out, like, for instance, red and orange could be very heavily implemented with green and yellow. It's one of my favorite kind of effects that you could go for, like yellow, green, red, and black it's a very, very nice color to go for, a very energetic color, very pleasing color to look at. Also purple with blue, purple, red. Ugh, such a great combination. I don't know. It has something, alright? It has something. And testing out those somethings is always worth it. So yeah. That's how I always do it. Just don't mind me, just doing my job. Alright. And we're 30 minutes in. Sweet. 30 minutes already in. That means that I have been doing my busy work. And all of this is because I am busy like a bee, on fixing the part that I need to do, which is the coloring part. Honestly, actually, the coloring part is most hardest part in most of the things. And that's because of how I handle color. Color for me is like, it always has been on the background. It always has been there somewhere, but I always am like, nah, don't have to color it, I don't need to. And now, since I'm using these colors because of, well, I need to do colors because I want to show a color picture, I created this idea of like, wait, I need to color? Damn, I have no idea how. And it took me a while before I could do it, alright? It took me like maybe a year already. Yeah, a year. Definitely a year. So, now we can see some stuff. Now we're gonna save this because I want to just make sure it works. Now we're gonna go to the soft eraser because we are total softies here. And we don't want to deal with very problematic things. So what we want to do is actually remove a bit of the tension on these hard spots. As you can see, they're like very black stains that can be very problematic once we're using the coloring in. Of course, we want to keep some of it, but we don't want to have it everywhere. We don't want this to be our representation. We want to have a representation of that this is actually a thing that can happen, but not all the time. Yes, that's fine now. This is actually quite fun. But I do also see a mistake. And we're gonna fix it right away. As you can see, there are here some things that might look a little bit too open. And that's because it is too open. This is not good. Alright. And this part right here needs to be fixed. And then this is supposed to go like that. And this like so. Alright. Now this should work. Now, we're gonna go for a bigger type of color. So we're gonna go for... let's go for green first. So we're gonna go for green first, and then we're moving it down, and we're gonna switch to the tool that actually works, and 27, if I'm correct. Oh, 75, I mean, not 27. 75, alright. Now we're gonna put the A on, and then we can just draw in, and we're gonna create this lovely little idea. We want this, yeah, that's good, and we want also some here, and we want some here, and like that. There you go. Now we want to get that a little bit more messed up. Alright. Now we actually want to go to a little bit more darker because of how this works. So we want even more darker on the edges. Ooh, very edgy. Alright. That's enough. And now we actually want some lighter colors, so we want to go for cheerful light. And this is need to be on the top of it, because we actually want to plan it. We're planning this on the top. We're not planning this on the bottom. Absolutely not. If we're planning this on the bottom, it's might cause some more issues. Alright, there you go. I do need to place some more. Alright, I want some here, I want some there, and I want some there and there. Some over here, and there, and right there. Alright, this will create the effect that I want, which is actually creating shapes. it gives the eye the shape that this is actually a leaf instead of nothing. Yeah, leaves instead of nothing. Now we actually need to go to the properties, and we are gonna look at this. All right, 5. Well, where do we want to have the blur? We actually want to have the blur like downwards instead of upwards. And if we now add the tree to it, there you go. We can now see like, yes, this would work. All right, this is like a tree, but this heavy blur is absolutely a no-go. So how do we fix this? Well, we have the soft eraser tool for this, and we're gonna do this very gentle. Otherwise, I might be very cutting edges here. So first things first, we want to reveal that there is something here. Of course, we don't want to have everything revealed because this is actually the background of the drawing. So we want to have some revealment. Come on. Some revealment. There you go. And like so. And I want how much? That much. It's lovely that the blur tool actually works quite well for these trees. So if I put these trees in the background, they actually look quite nice. Even though, you know, the texture is actually horrible. Well, the texture is decent from my perspective, but alright. Some people might disagree with that, but I don't mind. Like so. And now I need to figure out if this is enough. Is this enough to represent the background? No, not yet. Not yet. I need to put some more effort in it. Alright. And now we're just carefully stroking the things without ruining too much of the immersion of, you know, this leaf kind of effect on it. It is a very nice little thing to do. You know, just casually figuring out like, is this worth it? Is this worth it? And then you're guessing like, yes, maybe. It all depends on the eye, actually. The eye is one of the most major factors in this scenario. The eye will tell everything. Alright. Now that we have that, we can now put the blur tool back in, and we're gonna blur again. Now, if we now put the tree in, we can see that this actually looks almost decent. Almost. A little more on this side right here, and a little more on that. Yeah. And a little, there you go. I do want to keep some blurriness effect on it because we don't want to have the eye fully focusing on this, and we don't want the eye to be blinded by all of this glorious blurriness, but we also don't want to have the eye to be fully focusing on it because this is the background. So therefore, the eye should not focus on it unless the eye decides to. Of course, the eye sees this as a good looking thing, so therefore, you know, it should be focusing on it, but it will later on. Come on, get open. There you go. So now this will work, right? This now looks decent. Yes, it does. Good. Does look decent. I should definitely move this down. I should definitely move this a little bit more to the upper part. Oh, like so. There you go. That will work. Yes, excellent. All right, that looks lovely. Even though, you know, there is no shading or shadows, but it will look lovely. Now, how much time do we have left? 5 minutes. Yeah, I will show you now what I mean. What I have been meaning. So, yeah, we have succeeded our plan today, which was actually drawing the leaves, so congratulations on that. Yeah, me. And tomorrow we will do the part with the tree branch. But allow me to now show you what I mean. I saved, alright? Yeah, I saved. Yeah, I saved. Alright, so allow me to pick up the first thing I drew. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is the worst thing I can see that is actually drawn by me? Oh yes, I know. We need to go to pictures. There you go. Yes, pictures. Absolutely lovely, right? Pictures. This thing is actually the first thing I actually try to draw. That or this one. Yeah, let's go for that one. Alright, so this is a drawing of a scorpion. Not the best one, looking at it, and you can totally see that I tried to do some shading, but failed horribly. And then if you look at, for instance, this right here, this is actually an image that I created as well in this drawing. This was actually testing the brush tool on how it works. It's decent. And then, you know, I started drawing. So the first thing I actually drew was actually Larry. So Larry, my boy, is gonna come back here and give me the vision, my friend. Give me the vision, Larry. Larry. So this was actually Larry. This was the first thing I tried to do with layers and all that stuff. And after some time, you know, I fixed Larry up and made him a king. There you go. Far more cleaner, far more sharper. So, even though, you know, there are still some issues there. Also this one right here. I'm gonna be putting this out now. This one, for instance, this is drawn in like what? I believe 1 hour of coloring, and then 1 hour of drawing and then 3 hours of coloring. So as you can see, I tried to do some stuff here with shading and all that stuff, and it looked decent. You know, it's not the best, absolutely not the best of Lizard Dragon King. But if you now look at this, for instance, I have not touched this for a while, but allow me to show you the meaning of the situation right here. Hold on. Any second now. Oh, there you go. There you go. So much more nicer. Of course, this thing has not been fully done yet, as you can see, but yeah, it looks so much more cleaner. It looks so much more, you know, sharper. But yeah, of course, you know, the headpiece could have done so much more work, but because of the skull of how it works, it was a little bit of a difficult issue. The same goes for, you know, shapes like stone. Where's my church? Where's my church? I can show you that as well. And then we're gonna call it a day. Church. There you go, church. The whole damn problem was that, you know, I was inexperienced with its software, I was inexperienced with the tools on how to use it right here. But you can clearly see that, you know, this church, this is, I believe, line traced then, if that's the correct word, but it's not fully line traced, it's actually modified. Yeah, it's modified. It's modified. But yeah, I used the idea of, you know, I used the outlines to create this church. Even though, you know, the church might look a little bit out of proportion, but I got pretty close to it, alright. Even if you add like the original, if you don't add the original picture to it, you can see that it does feel like a church. Even though I totally misplaced some of the rocks on creating this kind of effect on it. But yeah, you can see that it actually, you know, worked really well once you look at the moth-hawk or even this one actually works really well with this. It's very easy. Here you can already see that, you know, it's far more nicer to look at. Even though the little rocks here are sometimes, you know, not fully well done, they don't look always the same in the way of how the texturing works, but, you know, it was a test. It was an idea. It was a fact. Like the tracing on the project of the church actually helped me design the ship. So there you go. It's a quite nice experience, you know, knowing how things work and how things go from one way to another. And I'm very happy upon that, to see my progress in action, and then, you know, see that I'm actually doing quite well on it, and I now finally learned how to do some stuff. Like, I finally figured out how to do animation, even though, you know, it's not the best animation, but it is animation nonetheless. So, yeah. And why do I need the animation, then, you ask? Well, because I actually want to make an intro that actually looks like the animation that looks like the profile picture. Anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed for today, and thanks all for watching, and I hope I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you all a lovely day, and bye!